Where does your money really go? Is your wealth quietly disappearing? Let's find out.
What if the biggest threat to your financial future isn't a low salary? What if it's the lifestyle you slowly build around a higher one? A person can earn $50,000 a year and struggle financially. That makes sense. But someone earning $80,000, $100,000, or even $120,000 can also feel like they're constantly running out of money. And the strange part is, they may not be doing anything that looks financially irresponsible. They pay their bills. They go to work. They have a decent apartment or house. They drive a reliable car. They take a vacation once or twice a year. From the outside, everything looks normal. But underneath that normal lifestyle, wealth may be quietly disappearing. Imagine someone in their early 30s living in the United States. Let's call him Daniel. Daniel earns around $90,000 a year. After federal, state, and other deductions, perhaps around $65,000 actually reaches his bank account. That's roughly $5,400 per month. At first, $5,400 sounds comfortable. But then reality starts taking its share. His rent or mortgage is $2,000. His car payment, insurance, fuel, and maintenance average another $800. Student loans take $400. Credit card payments and other financing cost him $300. Food, utilities, phone, subscriptions, and everyday spending bring the total even higher. Then there are restaurants, a weekend trip, new clothes, a new phone, maybe a better apartment because his friends moved into nicer places. None of these expenses look catastrophic individually. That's the problem. The wealth-destroying habit of the middle class is often not one massive financial mistake. It's the accumulation of completely normal decisions. And this happens across Europe too. The currency may be euros or pounds instead of dollars. The tax system may be different. Housing and transportation costs may vary. But the psychology is remarkably similar. As income rises, lifestyle rises with it. This is called lifestyle inflation. And it can be surprisingly difficult to notice. Imagine Daniel gets a $10,000 raise. Instead of allowing most of that increase to improve his financial position, he upgrades his car. Maybe the new payment costs an additional $350 per month. That's $4,200 every year. Then his insurance increases. He starts eating out more because he feels he can afford it. His apartment gets upgraded. And suddenly, much of that raise has already been spent before it even reaches his savings account. This is where the hidden mistake appears. Daniel thinks, I earn more so I can afford more. But financially intelligent people often ask a different question. Because I earn more, what percentage of my income should I keep? That difference sounds small. But over 10 or 20 years, it can become enormous. Consider two people earning the same $90,000 salary. Person A increases their lifestyle every time their income increases. Person B keeps their lifestyle relatively stable and directs more of each raise toward investments and long-term savings. Suppose Person B eventually invests an additional $500 per month. That's $6,000 per year. At an average annual return of 7%, investing $500 every month for 20 years could grow to roughly $260,000. Not because of a secret investment. Not because they became wealthy overnight. Simply because they created enough distance between what they earned and what they consumed. And this is where consumer psychology becomes important. Modern spending rarely feels like spending a large amount of money. A $700 monthly car payment doesn't feel like a $42,000 decision. A $100 monthly subscription bundle doesn't feel like $1,200 per year. A $200 restaurant bill doesn't feel significant when it's divided across several weekends. Monthly payments change how our brains perceive prices. Instead of asking, "Can I afford this?" we ask, "Can I afford this payment?" Those are completely different questions. And credit cards make this even easier. When something costs $2,000, paying $2,000 feels painful. But paying $100 or $150 per month can feel manageable. The financial cost hasn't disappeared. The psychological discomfort has. And that is why middle-class wealth can quietly disappear without anyone feeling financially reckless. There is another pressure that makes this worse. Comparison. You see coworkers driving newer cars, friends buying homes, people posting vacations. Someone gets married and suddenly upgrades their entire lifestyle. Nobody announces that they're going into debt to maintain that image. You simply see the lifestyle, and your brain quietly treats it as normal. This creates a strange financial race where people increase their spending simply because everyone around them appears to be doing the same thing. But wealth doesn't usually look impressive while it's being built. A person investing $700 every month doesn't look richer than someone spending that same $700 on a car upgrade. The difference becomes visible years later. And that's the uncomfortable part. The financial consequences of today's lifestyle often arrive much later than the pleasure of today's purchase. A new car feels good today. A larger house feels good today. A vacation feels good today. But the opportunity cost continues quietly for years. Every dollar committed to unnecessary consumption is a dollar that cannot be invested, saved, or used to reduce expensive debt. This doesn't mean people should never enjoy their money. That isn't the point. Money is supposed to support your life. The problem begins when your lifestyle becomes dependent on every future paycheck. Because then a raise doesn't necessarily make you financially safer. It simply gives your lifestyle more room to expand. Financially intelligent people tend to think differently. They don't necessarily live extremely cheaply. They simply create a gap between their income and their lifestyle. When their income increases, they don't automatically increase every expense. Some of the increase becomes savings. Some becomes investments. Some can be used for experiences and things they genuinely value. The important part is that the lifestyle doesn't automatically consume the entire raise. Because real financial stability isn't about earning a certain amount of money. It's about what happens to the money after you earn it. Two people can earn the same salary and live completely different financial lives. One may spend almost everything while earning 6 figures. The other may quietly build a substantial investment portfolio without appearing wealthy at all. So perhaps the question isn't, how much money do I need to earn to feel financially secure? Maybe the better question is, how much of the money I already earn am I allowing my lifestyle to consume? That question is less exciting, but it is much more useful. Because wealth is often destroyed quietly. Not by one terrible decision, but by hundreds of ordinary decisions that never feel serious enough to question. And once you recognize that pattern, you can start seeing your finances differently. Not with guilt, not with fear, just with a little more awareness. If you found this perspective useful, consider subscribing for more calm, practical conversations about money and wealth.